Even when I finally grow up and I have a social life and kids and chores and other interests like barbecuing and mowing the lawn, and I have zero time or money or energy for video games, these 5 NES games are so good, so nostalgic, and so relatively kind of inexpensive that, for as long as I own an NES console, I will keep these games, and also many others, but I had to cut the list off somewhere. Number 1 is obviously Super Mario Bros. 3, because it is the best 2D platformer and probably the best game, not just on the Nintendo Entertainment System, but of the entire 3rd generation. Number 2 is Tecmo Super Bowl, because this licensed football game is probably one of my most played games of all time, and features one of the greatest superheroes of all time in Bo Jackson. Number 3 is Legend of Zelda, obviously because it's very shiny, but know that Crystallis was extremely close in my mind to scratch that top-down action-adventure itch. With sincere, heartfelt apologies to my beloved, nostalgic Dragon Warrior, number 4 is actually Final Fantasy, because it is a better, early, cheap-ish JRPG. For number 5, I really wanted like a weirdo wildcard, something hilarious. But then when I actually tried to play Ivan Iron Man Stewart Super Off-Road, I remembered that the home port is terrible. So let's go with a cheap solid brawler that's super nostalgic for a couple of reasons. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Now I will never actually grow up, and there are at least 20 other games that I think I'd want to keep for the same reasons, and retro game prices are insane.
For the price of 1 Zelda, I could have 5 highlights?
So this list is worthless other than the joy I got from making it. So yes, totally worthless. But I will also get joy from reading your Keep Forever NES games, so share your list with me, and thank you so much for being here, and for any likes or subs or reviews or whatever digital props you can spare for me. I really appreciate it. Thanks also to my partner Gamers Outpost LLC for sharing all my content. Check them out at gamersoutpostllc.com or on Facebook. You take care. I'm gonna go deliberate the price tag I would place on all of my childhood nostalgia. Charlie is super disappointed that I chose Final Fantasy over Dragon Quest. Charlie, I am so sorry. Charlie's the name of the dog, not the slime. So just for my full video and podcast format audiences, if you have not already left out of pure boredom, I hope you don't mind that I elaborate on the topic with a little post-skit rambling. This is something I think about a lot, for all of my consoles really. As life goes on and situations and interests change, I know there could come a time when I would need or want to part with my game collection. Now overall I have a pretty small collection that's very light on the rare and valuable things, but I still enjoy thinking about, almost regardless of why I parted with the collection, which games I would keep for at least as long as I owned the appropriate console for them, and maybe even without, which games I would keep just kind of as sentimental childhood keepsakes. Now trying to be realistic about why I would want to get rid of my games, for me it's heavily weighted on relatively low price and high quality, and to a lesser extent some X factors like being particularly nostalgic or iconic to the system's experience. I don't have a specific price cutoff or quantity, I just picked 5 for the title appeal, but just for fun, for the NES for example, I've got the 5 games above for sure, but other games in contention or that I truly believe I would keep include a lot of the standard stuff you'd expect, like Metroid, Tetris, the other Super Marios, Dragon Warrior, Punch-Out, Mega Man 2 and 3, RC Pro-Am, Gradius, Life Force, Guerrilla War, probably a few of my favorite sports games because I'm not getting anything for those anyway, and several others, but some of my maybe slightly more surprising picks would be like Clash at Demon Head, Dragon Spirit, Willow, Wizards and Warriors, and maybe even the sequel, Iron Sword, which is the one with that beautiful Fabio cover art. But enough about my dumb lists. I would love to hear your Keep Forever NES games, or even, are your criteria different than mine? Would you be able to whittle it down just to a handful? Is this even an interesting topic or approach to videos? Let me know because I really do appreciate your feedback and just having you here. Take care and I'll see you next time.